I'm back with another shoe review. Welcome back to Life in My Shoes reviews and such. This week it's a return of a shoe review and a confession that I might have a problem. So, as you know full well, I have a propensity towards shoes, lots of them of varying styles. And as a professional, I am always looking for something that can be dressed up to a degree to the business casual that I have to dress in at work, or can be worn down into even something to be worn with jeans. In addition, in this particular instance, I was in the market for what I would call a summer shoe because I have 5 pair of ankle boots. None of them breathe really well. They're not designed to be summer shoes. And then my alternatives from there, from a dress shoe perspective, are either a tennis shoe knockoff, my Nikes that I did a review of a year or so ago, or Doc Martens. And Doc Martens don't breathe as well. So these are Cole Haans, which I have a pair of Lunargrands on my feet right now, the original first generation of their Lunargrands. And so a little history of Cole Haan, just a brief snippet. It's not a whole history, but Cole Haan at one point was owned by Nike. And as a result, during that period of time, Nike made a decision to inject some of the Cole Haan brand with their Nike Air Technology soles, basically giving you a casual dress shoe with a tennis shoe ride. And it really took off and was highly successful. After that, Nike sold off Cole Haan. So Cole Haan had to basically continue to innovate in that brand of the Grands with a tennis shoe type of sole. So these particularly are 2.Zerogrands. They're super light and have quite a sole on them. You can kind of see from all the different angles. Let me give you a little bit of the details on these particular shoes. As I mentioned, these are Cole Haan. These are of the line called 2.Zerogrand. They do have 2.Zerogrand that have more of a flexible sole. Now, this is flexible, but it's not as flexible. Some have a lot of breaking points in the sole, and they're super light. These are super light. The color is called Rock Ridge and Magnet. I like it. They stand out a little bit. Again, this is the 2.Zerogrand. Specifically, it's the Wingtip Oxford with the stitch light. That stitch light is the draw that I had. It is a knit type of upper. And that was a draw because I was looking for something that could breathe and be a little bit cooler in the summer months. So that was one of the draws of this particular style. The technology, they call it stitch light, is the technology that Cole Haan has. It's basically a type of a knit upper. It breathes, but in this particular instance is also sold as being water resistant. Now, we have had a lot of rain here in the Southeast, but I haven't really done what I would say is a full test of that water resistance. Some of the reviews I read on these said that that was not really truly a selling point, shouldn't have been advertised as such. They didn't quite do the job. In my experience with the rain I've not had trouble. They've not gotten extremely wet. I don't feel like they've soaked through. So my assessment is okay on that. But again, I will caveat that to say that I've not done a full-on assessment of their water resistance. These have, as you can see, all around and up here and even on the tongue has some like leather accents, and some of the wear spots definitely around kind of the toe. This is really cool in the heel, and then on top of the tongue, the very top point of the tongue. They have, you won't be able to see this, but they have the Grand OS technology, which is probably the equivalent of the Nike Air technology that they had in the Generation 1. This is probably the Cole Haan version, and it says it right here as well, Grand OS. So I purchased these based on my Lunargrand experience. So what I have discovered over the years is that since I've gone to the zero drop platform in a lot of my ultras that have a wider toe box, also do not have a heel lift, I've discovered that when I migrate to a shoe that does not have that freedom in the toe box, that I have some trouble going true to size. So I have with Nikes, in some instances, I'm almost a full size up just to give my toes room to spread out and just to feel comfortable. With these, I went a half size, so I ordered an 11 and a half. I am what I would say probably a true 11. The older I get, 11 and a half is becoming more of the norm. It's feeling like the right fit across most shoes. It accommodates kind of the variance from brand to brand. So I ordered these in 11 and a half. Let's talk about my experience in these shoes. I've had some pretty unusual experience with them. First off, I've gotten multiple compliments. Ironically, I would say a lot of my compliments I've gotten have been from a younger audience. So my teenage daughter complimented that she really liked them. One of the first days I wore them, I had another teenager just shout out, "Hey, I like your shoes." So they are kind of, because they're a little bit off the beaten path. So obviously with the orange soles, the Lunargrands I have a lime green sole, a black upper with a lime green sole, so they stand out a little bit as well. But just kind of some of the variation, the difference, these are a little bit off the beaten path. They draw a little bit more attention. That's why I liked them. Some of the other color stays, there was a blue, had the blue stitch light with a navy leather accent, and then the sole was white. They looked too tennis shoey to me, whereas these have more of a dress shoe feel. And then there was a black as well, and the black was okay. It was just solid black, so you didn't see a lot of the variation of having the leather accents and the sole and things of that nature. So I ordered these up a half size. I will say that they run big. So the unfortunate thing for me is these were purchased with a no return policy because I purchased them directly from Cole Haan. Cole Haan was, I guess it was kind of a liquidation type of event. I probably got them for 50% of value, and it was a no return policy. So that's on me. No biggie there. I will wear them. One thing or two things that I'm experiencing with them, having purchased them a little large on the left foot, which is this one, you're not really going to see this, but I don't know if it's because of the sizing, but the breaking point of the flex in this shoe has been causing me some incredible toe discomfort. So it's hitting across my toes. So my toes are like coming up into here. So the breaking point's hitting right across the top of my toes, right almost where my toes meet the ball of the foot. And it's very uncomfortable. It's like I am actually had instances where I'm limping wearing these at work because of that discomfort. I'm hoping that my feet get used to that. I'm trying some things to try to address that because I really like the look of the shoe. They are comfortable. Some of the reviews I read said it was like walking on clouds. I wouldn't say they're that comfortable. They're a comfortable shoe. Obviously, with a tennis shoe sole, it's going to be comfortable and a good bit of padding on the insole. So they are going to be comfortable, but they're not all that. So that is problem number one I've had, specifically on the left foot. Another issue I've encountered, and I can only speculate on what the issue is, and I'm thinking it might be due to the heel lift. Again, I'm used to wearing a minimal lift to no lift to a zero drop platform. So I've had a lot of calf pain in the opposite leg of this. So it could be a compensation issue for the toe here, but I've been having a lot of when I first started running and had a 4-foot from a heel strike to a 4-foot strike. One of the things you have to get used to is you have to train up your calves to accommodate that type of running, because you're using a different muscle set when you hit strike differently. And so one thing that even today, if I were to go out and run, I probably wouldn't be able to run very far because my calves are not trained up in that now, because I've laid off for so long. But what would happen is my calves would I feel like it was almost would be like stretch, and then snap, and then I would have to lay off. So I've been feeling some of that tightness in my calf, similar to when I was running. And so I've actually had to take to, sometimes during the day, sometimes when I sleep, of wearing a compression sleeve on my right calf specifically, to try to address that. I think I got these for just under $70. So I want to say like 60, 67-ish with shipping. That was with some of the discounts that were on the Cole Haan site. Obviously, these were marked down. I watched them for a long time. The size kept selling out, and they would come back for a very limited time. So I was able to swoop in. The last time they went on sale, I was like, I'm going to order these and just kind of run with it. So I would say that's a decent price for these. These are a very popular Cole Haan. They're 0Grands. Are a very popular shoe in the workplace. I see people wearing them all the time. They have some with leather uppers. They have some that have more of a traditional dress shoe feel, saddle, with different types of soles that like you definitely could dress it up. So just a very comfortable option in the business workplace. So I've been real happy with them from a look. They accomplish exactly what I want. They can be worn with khakis and business casual. They can be worn with jeans. The challenges will be in my body adapting to the difference of the shoes. So from the price I bought them at, around $67, I'd say that's fantastic. You're probably not going to find these. I think this line may be getting discontinued. It's called the 2.Zerogrand Wingtip Oxford. So probably I know you could still find some of these on Amazon, but you'll find limited supplies on Cole Haan, because I think they're probably phasing these out. But I like the look. They're a comfortable shoe beyond the issues that I've called out. For a reasonable price, I would say 75 and under, a decent shoe. I will be curious on the heel, on the sole wear. You got two rubber at the toe and the heel that kind of will be your catch. I'm curious how this orange will wear over time, because like some of the tennis shoes that have this exposed, almost like foam or soft material, this will wear real fast. So I don't wear them a ton, being a work shoe. So hopefully I can get a solid few years run out of these. So there you are. There's the Cole Haan 2.Zerogrand Wingtip Oxford in the Rock Ridge magnet color scheme. What do you think? Have you worn Cole Haans? Again, I've got one pair on my feet right now. I've got another pair up in my closet. I have 2 to 3 other pairs that have been retired over the years. So I've been wearing Cole Haans for probably 10 to 15 years after kind of realizing what they were doing when they were under Nike was a great alternative to a lot of the other dress shoes that I might wear. So let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the shoe? And with that, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks, guys.